Mark Sisler. Mark was also a resident of the Peak, was born November 18, 1951, passed away on November 9th, 2023. He was 72 years old. He retired from Baylor Hospital as an operating room RN. He was an avid ice skater. He loved all winter sports. His sister shared that she thought Mark would become a professional on ice. She went on to share that she performed in the band in high school, and there would be times that she needed someone to cover her chores around the house, and Mark always volunteered and never asked for anything in return. She shared that Mark lived in several cities like Hawaii, Colorado, San Diego, and Dallas. She laughed when they used to come up with skits to perform in front of the family. She went on to say that Mark's life partner, Rick Fogarty, spent a great deal of time traveling the world with Mark. She closed our conversation by saying that she was comforted that Mark was no longer in pain. He endured the life of kidney problems, and that's why he chose the career in nursing. A resident writes, Mark was a special person, always with a smile and a kind word. We will miss his sharing in Bible study. Mark Sisler was a quiet man, very nice and respectful. I will miss him. Rest in peace, LaDonna Durham. I am so sorry to know that Mark has died. He touched so many of our lives. He was a great guy. Whenever you were with Mark, you will always be in our heart. May you see God's light on the path ahead, wishing your family comfort and strength at this time, Mary Ann. I am going to miss Mr. Mark. I would get random visits in my office from Mr. Mark. He would come in just to ask, and I would ask him, how can I help him? And he would say, nothing, just wanted to say hi. He was such a nice and sweet man. May he rest in peace. In memory of Mark, someone wrote a poem. When you meet someone, remember it is holy encounter. When you see him, you will see yourself. As you treat him, you will treat yourself. As you think of him, you will think of yourself. Never forget this. In him, you will find yourself or lose yourself. Author unknown. Sincerely, Julie Flemister. Mark was always so friendly and kind, just a loving person. I enjoy living in the same apartment complex with him and sitting next to him in Bible study. I only knew Mark for such a short time. Mark was my neighbor. One day, he told me that my wreath looked very nice on my door. Mr. Mark would tell me that my eye color matched my blouse. Mark and I talked about cooking and how he enjoyed making his meatballs. We also talked about the daily bread. And I said to him, I read mine in the morning, and he said he read his at night. Mark was a very good man. With my deepest sympathy, Jacqueline Singh. Mark also came to my Bible study. He always sat to my left. Very, very sweet man, a kind man. One day he shared in Bible study, and it's when you think nobody's paying attention to you. Mark shared with the group when he came here to Juliette Fowler to the Peak. He said he didn't have his clothes or his linen, and he just remembered a kind gesture that I brought him a blanket. And he said it was such a beautiful blanket. And he says, I will forever be indebted to Chaplain Charles. And I shared with him that it was only what we were supposed to do. I will miss Mark in Bible study. I will miss seeing him in the hallway. And when his sister told me on the phone that Mark was coming to Bible study, she said it with a question mark, because she said that they didn't grow up with a lot of religion. But she said that she was so happy that he was coming to Bible study. Mark will be missed.